Hello and welcome to News 9. I'm Nishchita and first up, Navratan Jewellers, one of the foremost jewellery stores in Bengaluru, went up in flames this morning. The flames that engulfed the store were strong enough to cause a lot of damage. Firefighters rushed to the spot and took timely action, thus lessening the impact. Here is a blow-by-blow account of what happened.
9:36 a.m. Fire breaks out. It was exactly at 9:36 a.m. that the fire broke out at the store. 9:45 a.m. Fire tenders rushed to the spot. Exactly 4 minutes later, fire tenders rushed to the spot and they got into action immediately. It was not an easy job. As the personnel rushed in, they had to break open the glasses, evacuate people from the store. At 11:15 a.m. Store workers start throwing the articles. By 11:15, workers at the store, sensing damage to the gold and silver articles, started throwing and collecting the silver and gold articles. With this action, the workers preempted a loss worth lakhs. At 12 noon, operation reaches its peak. It was almost 3 hours since the fire broke out and the operation to douse it was in full swing.
This is the store, the Navratan Jewellers. This is on the first floor of this building. And you can see smoke billowing out of this building. Now the firemen are still battling the blaze inside because you can see them shooting a jet of water there. They are within the building. They are shooting a jet of water into the dark. You can see them there. The water is not quite evident because you can see them shooting a jet of water. That is what is happening there. Now, the flame, this is a huge store. It's a massive jewelry store. This is on MG Road. In fact, there is a small lane that connects MG Road to Church Street. Now, just beside that lane, this is the branch. This is next to the Spencer building. Now, this store, the blaze is reported roughly about less than an hour ago, and firemen rushing in from all spots.
12:40 p.m. Head of Civil Defence visits the spot. At 12:40 in the afternoon, Chetan, the head of Civil Defence in the state, visited the spot. It was definitely not easy. The bulletproof glasses had to be broken. It was one Herculean task.
Major challenge for us, we got the call around 9:30 a.m. 9:45 we were here. We are barricaded, we ensured that the entire traffic was stopped because that would have landed up in a major crisis for us. And our senior officers are here, so we are working on it. And it's a major challenge, I agree with you, but that's what we are trained for.
Okay. Now, in an operation like this, a jewelry store, how soon do your men take to respond? Because one, there is MG Road is nearby. Also, your Alsur head office is very nearby. So for a place like this, it is very good. So how long did you take to respond? You have about 8 tenders here.
15 minutes was the first vehicle arrived, and with our team. But the challenge is here, it's not that, sir, it's beyond that. Being a jeweler shop, it's completely bulletproof glasses. So you can't just crack that. It's bulletproof glasses with wall. So it's very difficult. It's not easy work. And also with high value materials being there, we need to be extra cautious. So we are trying to help with the fire and emergency and the city police.
Okay, now for the emergency side, what are all the challenges that you expected and how did you deal with this?
So the first and foremost challenge is always the crowd. The curious onlookers are the one who hinder the work, and it's very sensitive being a jewelry shop, and there are so many staff, there are 400 staff of them. They refuse to budge, so we are keeping them away, trying our work. We are going on with it.
Okay, can you just explain the entire operation as you saw it?
So this is basically a fire call we received.
You came in at
9:45. Our team was here at 9:45. This is the fire call received, and our fire and emergency team reached at the spot, assessed the situation, and got entry through the front and to the rear, and started using the water bowsers. Our DIG, Mr. Chandrasekhar, is at the spot, who is handling the firefighting challenges, along with the deputy directors. All senior officers are here. But the challenge, as I mentioned earlier, it is high value. Second, it's a bulletproof. And third, there's a lot of wall which you have to crack and get in. So we are still on the job.
In fact, even Chandrasekhar, DIG Fire Service, was also present there.
We got the information at around 9:36 that there is some fire and smoke coming out. Our people immediately rushed. Fire stations from various places have rushed to this place, and our people have succeeded in putting out the fire. Of course, we had some challenges. The glasses were very thick, and some of our people were injured. Around 2 to 3 suffered minor injuries, and now the situation is under control. But now the mopping up operations are taking place, so that we have to ensure that it does not come back, the fire does not come back, and we properly put it out.
Well, at present what we know is that the fire had in fact been engulfing that entire front portion of this Navratan Jewelers, but also there's been attempt to in fact enter the building from the side also. A lot of evacuation in fact happened from the side part of the building. As you can see, there are ladders that have been placed next to the windows. Now this part was completely been cordoned off by the employees of Navratan Jewelers, and what they've been able to do is that they've in fact placed ladders towards the windows, and from those windows they were in fact getting out precious things from the particular jewelry. In fact, they even broke open, they tried to break open the glass to let the smoke come out, but then as you can see, if you look at the broken windows that are there, if you can see, they've been in fact trying to break it open to get the smoke out from those places, but there is some sort of a covering that is there. There's some concrete wall that is in fact there, and this was just a covering, so the smoke couldn't come out. That's why there was intensive smoke on the other side of the building, the front part of the building. Well, further down, in fact, there is an entrance towards the Mysore Bank Mysore Bank office that is there right on the second floor, and from here also people started entering the building to ensure that they are able to in fact move away precious goods from the jewelry store, and also people were evacuated from this part, from the second part of the place. And what we at present looking at is a situation where the flames have been brought under control, but at the same time they've been able to use all the exits that have been there. In fact, this also was an area where there was a lot of action that was taking place. Goods were in fact taken off, and also the firefighters were using their pumped hose to pump in water into the first floor. They were saying there was intense heat within that particular area because, as you can see, it was restricted and there was no ventilation out for the smoke to go out. So they had to break open certain walls to ensure that the smoke came outside of the place.
1:20 p.m. Worker hurts himself during the operation.
ಅನಾಹುತ ಸ್ಥಳದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗಿನ ಒಂದು ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಗೋಡೆ ಹೊಡೆದು ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಬೆಂಕಿ ಆರಿಸೋ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್ ಒಂದು ಕಾಲ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಿದ್ದು ಗಾಯ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಒಳಗಡೆಯಿಂದ ಹೋಗಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನಾವು 55-70% ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬೆಂಕಿನ ಪುಟಪ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಪಟ್ಟು ಪುಟಪ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಆ ಗ್ಲಾಸ್ ಚೂರು ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಬ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್ ಬಿದ್ದು ಏಟ್ ಬಿದ್ದಿದೆ ಸರ್.
1:45 p.m. Fire doused, store handed over to the owner. Fire was finally doused and the building was handed over to the store owner.
At 9:30 in the morning, we got a call that there is a fire in Navratan Jewels in MG Road. And it was stated that electrical switchboard is on fire. So immediately one Agni, that is a motorcycle board fire extinguisher, and one fire tender was rushed to the spot. And our boys on reaching here, they said a dense smoke is coming out and they need some more vehicles and equipments. So additional equipments, vehicles were sent, and the dense smoke was really dense smoke was coming out. Then we requested the traffic police to stop the traffic here on the road. Almost 10 vehicles have been rushed to the spot. The fire is limited to one jewelry shop in the first floor. And really it was a tough time for our mine because it is an air-conditioned showroom, and the front windows, they were all protected with bulletproof glasses. So bulletproof glasses cannot be broken by hand. So we have gained access from three sides. One is from the MG Road side, and another is this crossroad, and also from the main entrance of the showroom. So we had a tough time. Really, three of our boys got injured. Two of them with small lacerated wounds when they were breaking the glasses, and one was due to inhalation of thick smoke. So they have been provided with medical care. They have been sent, and they have, two of them they have come back, and of course the fire has been totally extinguished, and we have handed over this showroom to the owners.
People have done an excellent job. It was really a very tough job. We definitely appreciate and we praise, and it is all a life, you have put your life this thing, you have done an excellent job. Thank you very much. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಭಾಳ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಎಂಟರ್ ನವರತ್ನ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಾವು ಭಾಳ ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಕೈ.
Well, it is indeed a commendable task by the fire personnel in dousing the fire. Fortunately, there were no casualties reported. Bansi Kalappa and Verghese P. Abraham, News 9, Bengaluru.